Hello, good morning students. Please subscribe the channel, drop a like, share and comment. This is Progressive Monthly Magazine, August 2025, exercise number 25 on the speed of 100 words per minute. Start. The 1977 recruitment rules govern the process of recruitment to post under state civil services. While Rule 3 provides the method of recruitment, Rule 4 prescribes the procedure of appointment. Rule 5 specifies disqualifications for appointment, and Rule 7 prescribes the procedure for promotion. Rules 3A and 15 provide for appointment of ex-servicemen and retired government servants. Rule 16, with which we are concerned, prescribes relaxation of rules relating to appointment and qualifications. This rule is in recognition of exigencies of public service which may require employment of certain persons who may not possess the prescribed qualifications. It is therefore in the form of an exception, which is the reason it provides that, notwithstanding anything contained in the rules or recruitment specially made in respect of any service or post, it is also provided that for invoking this rule, the government must record its reasons in writing. Rule 16A enables the government to make appointments of certain officers, and Rule 16B empowers such appointments by relaxing the qualifications prescribed. We are concerned with Rule 16A, which in turn comprises three categories of officers in whose favor the relaxation could be made. The first relates to appointment of officers who worked in defense service, all India service, or a civil service of the union or the state. The second relates to appointment of an officer holding a post of an equivalent grade by transfer or by deputation. The third, with which we are concerned, relates to appointment of an officer who by bodily infirmity is permanently incapacitated for the post he holds. For appointment of such an officer, the rule prescribes two conditions, and they are indicated in the proviso. The first condition is that the said officer should not be appointed to a post lower than the post held by him or her. The second condition is that if the officer consents, he can be appointed to a post lower than the one that was held by him or her. This is the crucial facet of the rule that has fallen for our consideration. Having analyzed the rule in detail, we can restate its application and operation as invocation of Rule 16 is an exception. However, if the power is exercised, it will operate notwithstanding anything contained in the 1977 recruitment rules or other rules and reason for exercise for such a power. An officer who by bodily infirmity is permanently incapacitated can be appointed to the new post in relaxation of the existing rules. However, such appointment shall not be lower than the one he holds. The prescription that such an officer cannot be appointed to a post lower than that held by him or her can be waived or deviated from if the officer himself consents for the same. We will now refer to next set of rules that govern fixation of seniority of government employees, and they are the 1957 seniority rules. We are concerned with Rule 6, which is extracted as Rule 6. The transfer of a person in public interest from one class or grade of a service to another class or grade carrying the same pay or scale of pay shall not be treated as first appointment to the later for purposes of seniority, and the seniority of a person so transferred shall be determined with reference to his first appointment to the class or grade from which he was transferred, provided that where the transfer is made at the request of the officer, he shall be placed in the seniority list of the class or grade of service to which he is transferred below all the officers born on that class or grade of service on or before the date of the transfer. Provided further that the seniority of a person transferred in public interest vis-a-vis the persons actually holding the post in the class or grade to which he is transferred shall be determined on the date of such transfer with reference to his first appointment to the class or grade from which he was transferred. The above rule contemplates transfers under two contingencies. The first is when the transfer is made in public interest, and the second is when transfer is made at the request of the officer. The purpose of transfer, considerations that weigh, the consequences that follow a transfer made in public interest as against a transfer made at the request of the officer vary substantially. The purpose and object of transfer in public interest is singular and straightforward, that is, to ensure effective and efficient administration. This is for the reason that administration and provisioning goods and services in a welfare state requires the government to deploy officers at different places, and the exigencies of service take within its sweep the need to redeploy or transfer them from one place to another for other reasons, all intended to subserve the purpose of the state. All these decisions are transfers in public interest benefit the people at large.